Hi, this is Seth from Northwest Journeyman. Today we are going to put a receptacle in the wall over here. There's no other outlets in this wall anywhere on either side. The first thing I did was went up in the attic and found where I could tie in. There's a junction box up there. And I've marked my hole here where I want to put the receptacle. With a stud finder, I found a stud here and a stud here. So I'm gonna go right in the middle of that bay. Got this hole marked out for my cut-in box. And I'm just about to cut that in. One more other thing. In order to find where I wanted to come down in this wall, because up in the attic, I can't really tell exactly where that's going to be. I took a piece of a coat hanger and drilled it up, just stuck the coat hanger up into the attic so I can see it sticking up through the insulation. And then I know it's right there next to the wall. I'm just going to bump over a couple inches, and that's where I'm going to drill into the top plate to run the wire down. I'm up here in the attic. You can see where I drilled my coat hanger up, so that was right about there. So I just measured over and drilled a hole in here where I'm going to run the wire, just making sure it was far over enough from where I drilled up, so I made sure I was in that wall. And I just used a 9/16 inch paddle bit to drill that. So the box I'm going to be feeding my new receptacle, the J box, is right here. It's in the ceiling in my garage, and it's a 15 amp circuit. I've got 14 gauge wire, and then I did the same thing to find where the box was located in the attic. I drilled my piece of coat hanger up here, found it, and then just stubbed my new wire into this box, and I'm going to run it over to my new box over there. So I've got my wire ran over here down into my wall cavity, and then I'm just going to come back through and about every 4.5 feet put a staple in to the ceiling joist to secure it. And then I'm also going to put one right here at the top. So I'm back down here at my receptacle. I ran my wire down from the ceiling, and I just reached my hand in and pulled the wire out. It's pretty easy to do because this wall doesn't have any insulation in it. It's not an exterior wall. If it did have insulation, it'd be a little bit more difficult. You might have to use a fish stick or something to run it down, but this was nice and easy. Okay, so I got my new cut-in box in. You got the wire stub through the back, and then good rule of thumb is to leave at least 4 inches of wire sticking out. I'm just going to make up my receptacle now and go to the other side and make that one up, and I'll be done. All right, receptacle's made up. White to silver, gold ground to green, and black to gold. Make sure you wrap these clockwise. when you wrap the wire on so they don't come off. When you're putting a receptacle in a cut-in box, be sure and cut these little tabs off with a pair of side cutters so it will sit flush to the box. Got my new wires coming in and my existing wires tailed out, pigtailed out here, and I'm going to attach my new receptacle to these wires. So this was a very basic TV mounting bracket. I just made sure I was on studs, used my stud finder to find the center, pre-drilled some holes, and put my lag bolts right in to the studs. If it wasn't where you want it, you should try and find one set of studs and then use some good anchors to put your other bolts in. But I was fortunate in that found studs pretty much exactly where I wanted it. All right, so all done. Got the new TV installed. Hopefully you found that video helpful. See you next time.